This your boy didn't know about back with another video. Say man, I just watched the Orlando Magic play the Detroit Pistons, and it's time to go and acknowledge this point, man. The Orlando Magic have the best, deep, and most dangerous bench in the NBA. It just is what it is at this point. I can't ignore it no longer. I just can't. Now, the Orlando Magic have the fourth highest scoring bench in the league. Um, but it's deeper than that because in the last two games, they done scored all they just scored over 100 points. This the third time again when they played Cleveland the game before the Pistons game. They scored over 60. The third time they did that against the Pistons, they scored over 40. It's just this bench is just deep. I know most people only when they think of the Orlando Magic bench, they think of Cole Anthony. But Cole Anthony hasn't even been playing that good. He's been playing good as of late, but overall throughout the season, he ain't been that great. Um, it's just they from top to bottom, this bench is just they got like 4 or 5 guys that could actually go and start places. They wouldn't be high end starters, in my opinion, but they could start. Now, let's just really break this bench down. First, you have Mo Wagner. Yes, I said Mo Wagner. I think Mo Wagner is one of the most underrated bench players in the whole league. When it comes to players in that mode, like the Bobby Portises, the Nas Reeds, I think Mo Wagner is right there. He's just as good as those guys, and he done came up big in a lot of big games. We're not gonna forget that Celtics play-in game where the Orlando Magic won. Mo Wagner went off. Even against the Cavaliers the other day, Mo Wagner went off. Like he's routinely can get you 20 against a good team. Boston and Cleveland, those are good teams. And he was the best player for the Orlando Magic in those games. And they're good defenses too. Now, when you look at Cole Anthony, he's pretty much the prototypical 6-man bench player. Everybody knows what he can bring. High volume scoring, uh, athleticism, good in transition, solid passer. So we know him. Then you got Joe Ingles. Joe Ingles is really the wild card. He's a guy that could slow down the pace, run the second unit, could hit wide open, catch and shoot threes. He's just an overall really solid bench guy. Anthony Black. Anthony Black is a big guard that can play defense. His three-point shooting is actually pretty good. I think he's been shooting about 36, 37%. So he's really good. And Jonathan Isaac. Jonathan Isaac probably pound for pound the best defensive player in the league. If it weren't for all these injuries and minutes restrictions, Jonathan Isaac, he's he plays like a defensive player of the year. When you actually watch him and you watch him on the defensive end, Jonathan Isaac plays like a defensive player of the year. So that's 4 guys that you really like. And what puts them over the top is when you stagger them with Paolo and Franz. It was one rotation against the Pistons that I saw and that I really, really liked. And it was Cole Anthony, it was Anthony Black, Mo Wagner, Franz Wagner, and Paolo Banchero. It's like, come on now. You got 3 bench players in, but it's really no drop off. It don't be no drop off when you sub in the benches for the Orlando Magic. And they play so well together. They were one of the top defensive benches in the league. I think they top 3 in blocks for sure. I know. They top 3 in blocks for sure. I know. Yeah, they third in blocks. It's just a great unit, bro. It's just a really great unit. They pretty much, in terms of bench, they pretty much top 5, top 3, and all everything that you would want them to be top 3, top 5 in. And over the last 5 games, it was getting even crazier. Just listen to these numbers in the last 5 games. They've been averaging 44 points, second in the NBA, 54% from the field, first in the NBA, 47% from the three-point line, first in the NBA, 18 rebounds in the last 5 games, 18 rebounds a game in the last 5 games, fourth in the NBA, 3 blocks a game in the last 5 games, first in the NBA. Plus minus, they're fourth in the league at 4, plus 4.6. That's a great bench. And it's not just they're a great bench because they're blowing teams out, they're coming in, they doing woo. They needed their bench. It's been a lot of games, like I said, the Celtics game, the the uh the Cleveland Cavaliers game from the other day, that they have really been necessary. Even on a night against the Pistons where Paolo was pretty bad, Franz Wagner was pretty average. He was decent. Their bench really stepped up. Cole Anthony had big moments. Mo Wagner. They had 8 players in double figures for Orlando against the Pistons last night. They had 8 players in double figures. I'm just saying. Pistons had 4. So it is what it is. I just think this bench is very highly underrated. It don't get talked about enough. But this bench and this was a normal night for them. This was a normal night for them. All 5 starters was in double figures for Orlando, but they had 3 players off the bench that was in double figures. So this bench is for real. I like the versatility they bring on both ends. And they just really have the best collection of role players, if we just being honest. Because I think, shout out Jalen Suggs. He really deserves his own video, but shout out Jalen Suggs. I think he's as good as Alex Caruso. Where everybody think about Alex Caruso, I think Jalen Suggs is just as good, if not better. Yep, I said it. I think Jalen Suggs is just as good as Alex Caruso. I think Mo Wagner is just as good as Naz Reid and Bobby Portis. And I still think Joe Ingles still got a little gas in the tank. I really love this bench. They really pick up the slack when the starters aren't playing good. Gary Harris is a knockdown shooter. They put him either in the starting lineup or coming off the bench. That's another good guy. Bro, even Goga Bitadze plays good minutes. So this bench is for real, and they're a top bench in the NBA. They got the Orlando Magic rolling. They currently, I think the Orlando Magic could probably get that 6th seed. I think Orlando is better than the Indiana Pacers. That's just me personally, just because of the defense and the versatility. I'm not saying they will beat them in a series just because Tyrese Halliburton and Pascal a little bit more, and then Rick Carlisle. So it's like, yeah, but Orlando right there. They could be looked at as a top 6 seed team in the Eastern Conference, and it's all starting with Paolo and Franz. But that bench is the most underrated part of Orlando Magic. Let me know how y'all feel in the comment section. How do y'all rate the Orlando Magic bench? Is it the best bench in the NBA? Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Threads. Follow me on Bleacher Report, and I'm gonna be dropping the link to my playback because we will start going live on playback and watch some of the NBA games. But let me know how y'all feel about Orlando Magic and a bench. But this is your boy Didn't Know About. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.
Found some shit I love to do, so I can live comfortable. Searching for a peace of mind, need that when it's time to rhyme. Perfect in every line, any chance I get, and I know it takes time, but I will never quit.